Well, I hope you didn't give all your money away to your daughters a week ago, because now your sons are coming for whatever you have left. Hello, I am your host, Noah Mandow, and welcome back to the National Holidays Podcast, episode 14. That's right, we have made it 2 weeks in. Only 50 more to go. Woo! So there are, 21 holidays that I'm going to go through today. And so if you're someone who likes to try to memorize them, I would suggest grabbing a pen and paper to write them down. However, it is National Train Your Brain Day, so I think you gotta just try and remember all 21 of these. On to our first one, we got National Herpes Awareness Day. It's an opportunity to raise awareness around the causes, risks, and treatment of different types of herpes infections, particularly genital herpes. Wow, I slurred that word. Perhaps more importantly, it's a chance to debunk myths around the disease, start conversations about what it really means to have a genital herpes infection, and hopefully destroy the stigma around the disease that impacts nearly 16% of women between the ages of 14 and 49. And to give some quick points about this, because we will be moving along quite quickly today, in 1.4 million BC, HSV2 made the leap from African apes to one of our early human ancestors. It's been with us in one form or another since then. How do we know that it's that old? What records do we have from 1.4 million years ago? Wow. Or, well, plus 2021. First century AD, it is believed that due to an outbreak of herpes, Roman Emperor Tiberius temporarily banned kissing. Gasp. It would be the first of many overreactions to the disease throughout history. 1713, the first reference to herpes simplex is found in Richard Bouton's A System of Rational and Practical Chirurgery. A real page turner, we're assured. Okay. Oh yes, herpes gets the scarlet letter. Time magazine contributed to genital herpes sensationalism with a cover story inaccurately describing herpes as an epidemic. There you go. In fact, 85% of respondents believe that there is a negative stigma around herpes that makes it difficult to discuss openly. We tested respondents on their basic knowledge of herpes, and only 31% got a perfect score. And yeah, they have a lot of other statistics here, but as mentioned, we have 20 more to go through, so we're going to have to kind of be a bit quick today. If you think you have it, seek treatment. Ooh, that's a good one. A good little note that's on here, so yes. Moving along, we have Metastatic Breast Cancer Awareness Day. It's a time to gain and spread knowledge of what sufferers are up against and how society can help. Metastatic means that what began as a case of early-stage breast cancer has metastasized or spread to other organs, lungs, bones, etc. outside the breasts and is now considered to be stage 4 cancer. At this point, the only care option is to treat the advanced cancer and its side effects, including anxiety. There is no cure for metastatic breast cancer as of this writing. Ooh. Yikes. Treatment may include surgeries and chemotherapy, as well as possible clinical trials of new drugs, which, along with other palliative care, can help improve quality of life and lengthen lifespan itself. In 1927, a West Virginia senator introduces a bill to reward the person who finds a cure for cancer and to create a commission to research possible cures. In 1993, the National Institute of Health Revitalization Act, of 1993, me with words, pushes the National Cancer Institute to do more to address breast cancer and other women's cancers, resulting in controlled studies being done on MBC risks and treatments. 2018, an estimated 2 million women find out they have breast cancer. It's now the most common cancer in women and the second most common cancer overall. There we go. 5 tips for breast self-exams. Check by feel. Do a visual check. Make it a routine. Don't panic. And men too. Yes. And there are better explanations to those 5 here. But again, moving along kind of quickly today. All links, the link to all of today's things from National Today, which is the website I'm reading off of right now, will be in the description below. Moving on, we got National Yorkshire Pudding Day today. Definitely the least I think I can happily say the least important of these first three. Maybe some British people who disagree, but we'll see. Uh, to make it, a pancake batter is placed under a lump of meat being roasted over a fire, and the fat drippings from the meat season and color the pudding, making it savory, tasty, and scrumptious. I didn't actually know that that's how Yorkshire pudding was made. I've never had it. 1737, the first Yorkshire pudding recipe called dripping pudding is published in a 1737 book titled The Whole Duty of a Woman. Okay. 1995, the first mass-produced Yorkshire pudding sells. And in 2008, the Royal Society of Chemistry standardizes the recipe for making Yorkshire pudding with the declaration, a Yorkshire pudding isn't a Yorkshire pudding if it is less than 4 inches tall. Why did chemistry people decide that? Is that like people being like, like this isn't a pancake unless it's at least this much tall, and like other than that it's a crepe, or like something like that? Like who decides this? Because you can have like tiny muffins and tiny cakes and stuff like that. Does that not make it a muffin or a cake because it is too small? They are not big enough? Because could you not then therefore have mini Yorkshire puddings? I don't know. So as mentioned in the intro, connected to last week's National Transfer Money to Your Daughter Day, it's now National Transfer Money to Your Son Day. So in 1 week, just losing a whole bunch of money there, parents. Sure, you probably send him money whenever he needs it, or when you're just thinking of him in general, but why not get festive and send him some pocket change to celebrate this very specific holiday? You might even get an I love you out of it. Now, you don't give them money until they say that they love you. That's how it should be. Then they learn to be nice. 7000 BC, Lydians become the first documented Western society to use coins as currency. 2009, Venmo, a mobile cash transfer app, was created. And 2017, Zelle became the official online currency transfer service for popular U.S. banks. So it says here, just send money to his Venmo, take him out to dinner, or buy his Amazon wish list. Oh man, if that's the case, I'll just like put a bunch of stuff on there. Get everything that I need. It is my birthday soon, so maybe I shouldn't have my parents buy me a ton of stuff right before. 3 ways to celebrate National Transfer Money to Your Sunday. Send money to your nephew. This is without a son, yes. Send money to your nephew, buy a toy for your pet, move some money from your checking to your savings. So it's either go to any other smaller boys that are in your family, or if there are no humans, go to an animal, and if not, save the money for yourself. I think that's fair. Fair steps to take. Then we have National Take Your Parents to Lunch Day. So as you're taking your son out to lunch, he then has to pay for yours back, which means he's paying for, on average, let's say 2, while they are paying for, you could have multiple sons. Oh my gosh. Who knows then? The parents might not be getting the better end of the deal if they only have one, or if they have, more than 2 kids. But if they're younger kids, then the parents can always just like get very expensive alcoholic beverages while the kids only get like $2 Cokes. So then the parents are winning. Except it's probably the parents' allowance or like the kids' allowance that they're using to pay for the meals, which their parents inevitably gave them. So just getting a bit of money back, I suppose. National Take Your Parents to Lunch Day occurs on Wednesday in the second full week of October, which is October 13th this year. Wow. Its purpose is for parents to have an enjoyable and memorable moment talking to and learning about their things their children eat in school. What? Huh? Parents and school administrators collaborate to help come up with a system that provides the healthiest luncheon for school kids. How did this turn into a thing about kids? What is going on? Isn't this taking your parents to lunch? President Harry Truman signs into law the National School Lunch Act, a federally assisted school lunch program called the National School Lunch Program. Clever naming scheme theirs. For public and non-profit private schools. That was in 1946. Also that year, 7.1 million children benefit from this program. 2016, an estimated 30.4 million children benefited from it. So I guess it's like Wednesday, right? So then the parents are coming to the kids' school for it. So then why is the picture of them all at like a restaurant with a bunch of like wine glasses, presumably with just water in, but like still, that's a bit odd. Oh my goodness, we're already almost at 10 minutes. And I have so many more to go through. Oh my goodness, what a long day. National Stop Bullying Day, which falls also on the second Wednesday. So your parents show up the same day to just like beat up any of the bully kids. They're just like, boom, okay, now it's time for the parents to get involved. And then the parents of the bully also get involved, so then it just becomes a whole big thing. So not only do you have a classroom of kids fighting, you now have a classroom of kids and all of those kids' parents also fighting. Oh, man. That's crazy. I feel like I was about to just move on, but I feel like I should bring up some important things about this. In 1970, the first systematic bullying research was conducted by Dr. Ulwius. 2005, the STOMP program is created and dedicated to eradicating cyberbullying. It also raises awareness of homophobia, racism, and more. 2005, that's the same year YouTube was released, so guess we know what finally pushed people over the limit of how much cyberbullying could go on. It was the comment section on YouTube. In 2006, while not explicitly a cyberbullying law, the federal law passed that made it a crime to abuse or harass someone online. Good. And in 2008, California passed the nation's first law against the emerging threat of cyberbullying. Now we're on to National M&M Day. Yes. Just bring M&Ms to school. That is how you will make friends. No bullies if everyone's just eating M&Ms. Assuming no one is lactose intolerant. The idea for the M&M was born in the 1930s. They began being manufactured in 1941. The famous tagline, "Melts in your mouth, not in your hands," was released in 1949. I don't know if I've ever heard that, and I don't know how true that is. Unless I'm thinking of Smarties that kind of melt. No, I've definitely had M&Ms melt in my hand too. A black M is printed onto M&Ms in the 1950s to give them the unique look. It was changed to white in 1954. And then they went overseas, sale in Canada, Europe, Australia, Japan, Malaysia, the United Kingdom, and Hong Kong in the 1980s. Ooh, nice. Took them long enough. Orange once replaced red, but there are also orange ones still. Huh. Oh, the company stopped making red ones for 10 years because researchers linked the red dye amaranth to cancer. What? Even though red M&Ms did not contain this and still do not. All right. Ooh, they used to be in cardboard tubes. The M stands for their owners. Forrest Mars Sr. of the Mars Candy Company struck a deal with Bruce Murray, son of a Hershey president William Murray, to develop a Hershey. Whoa, so this is like a child of Hershey's and Mars. That's so cool. How did I not know that? M&Ms are like one of my favorite chocolates. Anyway, fans voted to replace tan M&Ms with blue. Whoa, there used to be tan ones? What? And astronauts love M&Ms. Oh, but don't we all? National Fossil Day. They're interesting and fun to look at, and also proof of the existence of once living things like dinosaurs, animals, plants, and even DNA remnants. That's right, dinosaurs are not animals, judging by the construct of that list. In the 1840s to 1850s, ancient human fossils were unearthed, and for the first time, proving the existence of the Neanderthal. Proof of T-Rex in 1902. 1974, Lucy was born? What is this? Scientists found fossils of a 3.5 million year old female hominin, an extinct human species, and named her Lucy. Oh, cool. How to observe National Fossil Day. Hug a paleontologist. Yes, because we haven't done enough hugging of drummers and kissing of wrestlers. They're insanely valuable, they can be enormous, anything can be fossilized, and they're ridiculously old. So old, big, expensive, and they could be anything. There we go. That's all you got to know. International Top Spinning Day occurs every second Wednesday of October. Why are there so many that are just the second Wednesday of October? Who loves this week so much? To the delight of lovers of spinning tops around the world, did you know this event was initiated by a museum in Burlington, Wisconsin? I did not. The first spinning top is created in the 35th century BC. In 2005, a South African spins 261 times, representing approximately 3,600,000 revolutions. Wow. What was their name? Tony. There we go. That's all it says. Tony. No last name. Just this Tony guy. All right. Love it. And that is all I will say on that, because we will keep moving along. And now it's National No Bra Day. The moment, or also known as the moment we get home from work day. Today is not just about comfort though. National No Bra Day, which falls right in the middle of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, is a time for women and men, it says in brackets, to learn about breast health. It helps remind people that breast cancer is a potentially fatal disease, but also one of the most preventable forms of cancer. National No Bra Day is all about learning to spot early warning signs and get an edge in the fight against cancer. First recorded instance of cancer was in 1600 BC. And Breast Cancer Awareness Week launches in 1985. Pink ribbons became symbol of breast cancer in 1991. There you go. We also have International Skeptics Day. There was like National Be Curious Day just a few days ago. I'm surprised this doesn't land on the same one. Skepticism is good in moderation, but today, go ahead and question some of your beliefs. Nice. Have an existential crisis. Yep. 5th century BC, the Eleatic philosophers questioned the reality of the physical world. Jeez, that's quite the concept to cover. Around 399 BC, in his Apology, Socrates states that all he really knows is that he knows nothing. 360 BC, the putative father of Greek skepticism, Pyrrho of Elis, is born. And 14th century AD, the followers of William of Ockham question the divine origins of knowledge and ask if God could deceive man. Oh. 5 amazing facts about Socrates. He has modest beginnings, like father, like son, not loving the mirror. Pull your weight, write this down. Yep, see, I just read the titles of those ones because we're moving along quick, so who knows what some of those even meant. International Day for Failure. Wow, we just had like Kick in the Butt Day, and then what was the one yesterday, like Fight Your Fears Day, and now it's International Day for Failure. So I guess now it's time to give up. You kicked all of those failed hobbies in the butt for 2 whole days, and now it's time to give up. In 2010, Finnish university students hold the event that leads to the creation of the International Day for Failure. A Facebook page for Day of Failure is created on August 5th, 2012. The initiative that preceded the creation of International Day of Failure expands to its first 17 countries worldwide. That was also 2012. And in 2014, the Global Entrepreneurial Monitor report reveals that 30% of Americans are disinclined to start a business because they are scared of failing. There you go. I mean, yeah. Checks out. International Day for Disaster Reduction. Effective tackling of natural disasters has much to do with governance. One can measure good disaster risk governance in lives saved, reduced number of disaster-affected people, and reduced economic losses. First risk management evidence shows the first efforts were made in 3200 BC. In 1740, British and Indian governments come together for the relief efforts of the 1740 famines. Mid-20th century, a modern disaster management framework emerges, and in 2000, the United Nations International Strategy for Disaster Reduction is formed. Oh my goodness, we're already almost at the 18-minute mark, and we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more to go. English Language Day. Ooh, that is the language that I have been speaking this whole time. 5 to 7th, or if you could not tell, 5 to 7th century AD is the origin of English from Anglo-Frisian dialects brought to Britain by Anglo-Saxon migrants. 1500, the English used by William Shakespeare begins to develop. 17th century, proper modern English, similar to that spoken today, is in place. What do you mean proper? Was William Shakespeare's language not proper? 1755, Samuel Johnson publishes the Dictionary of the English Language. Wow. The alphabet is smaller than before. Originally, English had 29 letters instead of 26. What? Shakespeare added over 1,000 words to the English language. That I had heard before. English is the official language of airplane travel. Oh, there you go. The longest word is pneumonultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis, which is a medical term that refers to a lung disease caused by inhaling sand, dust, or ash. Sometimes I think about the fact that like German, they're German words that are just basically other words combined, and I get curious about like how many of those show up in the dictionary, because it's like, I guess say like we called ambulance hospital van or something like that. I can't actually remember if that's kind of how it translates in German, but they have stuff like that. But it's like if we had in English, I guess, police station as one word kind of thing. Think about it that way, even though we have it as two. So police station probably wouldn't show up in a dictionary, but like would it in German? And also, does pneumon blah 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 iosis show up in our dictionary? It's a good question. Moving along to Emergency Nurses Day. Speaking of things that are involved in hospitals. Celebrated on the second Wednesday again. Man, so much on the second Wednesday of October. Nursing as a profession requires a great deal of compassion and expertise, and nurses working in hospital emergency wards have to deal with numerous difficulties all through their working hours. 1901 is when the Army Nurse Corps began. 1950s, hospital became the single largest employers of nurses. And nursing was first taught in India. Florence Nightingale pioneered modern nursing. And 2020 was the year of the nurse. Okay. Ada Lovelace Day highlights the achievements of women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Launched in 2009 as a celebration of women in science, the event promotes programs that encourage girls and women to pursue careers in STEM. And what do we got as some little pointers here? 1843, Lovelace publishes her translation and appended notes of Babbage's lecture about his analytical engine, a proposed general-purpose computer. Her added notes are now recognized as the first algorithm. Whoa. And she passed away November 27th, 1852. 2009 was the first Lovelace Day, and Ada gets an eponymous computer language in 1980. It's also National Pet Obesity Day, which the picture for this is a pug looking very kind of sad, I guess, and he is just like lounging on a scale. However, only his like front half is on the scale and the rest is on the ground. So I wonder if he was like looking at the scale and he's like, oh man, I only weigh this much. And then his owner was like, no, you're only half on the scale. You have to get fully on it to see your weight, your true weight. And the pug's all sad now because he was like, oh, okay. I don't know. What an interesting day. No reward for poor parenting. The Guinness World Records stopped awarding records to the heaviest pets to avoid pet owners from overfeeding. Thank goodness. That was in 1998. 2007, APOP conducts its first survey, finds pet obesity is on the rise. 2011, pet obesity labeled and epidemic, with pets getting bigger than ever. 2013, they began to slim down. I see. The world's fattest dog, a dash hound named Obi, that weighed 77 pounds, lost an entire 50 pounds. Holy crap, that means it's only a 27-pound dog now. Jeez. 2016, survey finds the pet owners think differently about pet diets than veterinarians. Yes, they very much do. I'm going to leave that one at that. Navy Birthday recognizes the brave men and women who have served our country, past and present. Established during the Revolutionary War, the original... Oh, hold on, I need to sneeze. Okay, I'm back. Established during the Revolutionary War, the original Continental Navy was formed, disbanded, and then re-established nearly 10 years later. March 27th, 1794 was when it became permanent, and the Navy launched its first nuclear submarine September 30th, 1954. Ooh, the one thing here says to tour a naval ship. I've actually done that. I've been on like a boat before, like some sort of war boat. I don't remember where. I don't remember why, but I know I went with like my brother, my dad, and like some cousins and uncles and stuff. But yeah. So on to National Train Your Brain Day, which I referenced earlier, challenges us to do some puzzles and riddles. Whether you play solo or up against teams, the day improves our thinking power. So go on thinking today. Learning something new is another practice that benefits the brain. When we learn a new skill, we focus and tap into our problem-solving abilities. If we're doing the same thing every day, we're probably not solving too many problems. The brain gets bored. You get bored, too, if you watch the same episode of the same TV show every day. I mean, at this age, maybe. As a baby, all you're watching is like Teletubbies, and almost every single episode of that, or probably every single one, is almost the exact same. Like, Teletubbies wake up, at some point, some hoovering happens of pancakes, smiley face pancakes, and they then put a little show on their stomachs, and that's like the only thing that changes is the stomach show, because everything else is like beat for beat pretty much the same. I guess Phineas and Ferb is also pretty like similar in kind of like storyboard. However, each of the episodes were unique, and I don't think I'd get bored of that, but they're pretty much the same story. National Curves Day on the second Wednesday, recognizes plus-sized women and men all across the country. Expect a fashion, beauty, wellness, fitness, networking, and branding experience. It's something for everyone. Guests include top designers, celebrity models, bloggers, editors, media insiders, and plus influencers? What's a plus influencer? From across the globe, the celebration is an opportunity to indulge in curvy fashion and build confidence. No matter your style, embrace the day and your curves with confidence and explore designs that fit you. And finally, we have National Bring Your Teddy Bear to Work School Day. So not only are we stopping the bullies, if the parents aren't enough to do that, you also got your teddy bear there to just go full ham on that kid. I don't condone violence. Teddy bears provide comfort. Many of us have a childhood bear we snuggled up with when we were ill or scared. Oh, mine was just like when I was sleepy. His name was Big Bear. Yeah, I was really creative. It's like people who name their dog and stuff. I think my brother had a bear named Ojo, after like the bear in the Big Blue House, but mine was just Big Bear. Yep. They were companions. Most teddy bears are the perfect size for children to hug at night while they drift off to sleep. They fit neatly into their tiny arms. That's true. For adults, Teddy brightens up your day and brings a feeling of celebration to your office. In the classroom, the variety of teddy bears brings a delight and fascination. I wonder if we actually did this when I was little. I very vaguely remember a day where everyone had a teddy bear, or some stuffed animal of sorts with them. Huh. In 1902, American President Theodore Roosevelt refused to shoot a bear cub while hunting in Mississippi. The incident made national news. Clifford Berryman published a cartoon of the event in the Washington Post on November 16, 1902. The caricature became an instant classic. The Berryman cartoon of Teddy Roosevelt and the cub inspired New York store owner Morris McTom to create a new toy. He wrote President Roosevelt to ask permission to name the new toy a teddy bear, and since the advent of the teddy bear, a parade of famous characters followed. Oh, how to observe it? Host a teddy bear tea party, take photos of your teddy bear, invite friends for a teddy bear sleepover, shop for a new teddy bear, and read teddy bear stories. Oh, I like that. That's a really wholesome way to end off this podcast that has gone almost to the half-hour mark. Well, actually, wait, I guess it's not ending because I still got birthdays and stuff to do. But this is a very, very nice thing for the end here. Okay, and now moving on to celebrity birthdays. First up, we have Park Ji-min, 26. He is a South Korean singer, songwriter, and dancer, and has songs like Permission to Dance, Butter, and Dynamite. We then have Caleb McLaughlin, 20. He was Luke in Stranger Things. That's the second Stranger Things actor to have a birthday this month that I've mentioned. Wow. He was also in Dora and the Lost City of Gold, apparently, and Concrete Cowboy. Taylor Alessia, 25. She posts things about her daily life and makeup videos on both Instagram and YouTube. And Anastasia Kingsnorth, 21, who appears to do roughly the same thing, but also clothing videos. These YouTube ones are always interesting because I'm just telling you what Google tells me, which is usually like their most recent videos, and don't really know if that gives a good idea of who they are or not. But seeing as they're like the most famous people with birthdays on their day, I imagine some people will have a better clue of who they are than I, so hopefully somebody knows them and can explain them better. And finally, we have Margaret Thatcher. From 1925 to 2013, she was the former Prime Minister of the UK, and she had a lot of books. So I'm going to state a few of them. We got The Downing Street Years, Path to Power, Margaret Thatcher, The Autobiography, Statecraft, Strategies for a Changing World, In Defense of Freedom, and On Europe. Now moving on to our random Wikipedia stuff. In 1792, in Washington, D.C., the cornerstone of the United States Executive Mansion, known as the White House, since 1818, is laid. So it took it, 26 years to be called the White House? Interesting. 1983, the Ameritech Mobile Communications launches the first U.S. cellular network in Chicago. And for our special birth of the day, 1613, we got Louisa De Guzman, Spanish-Portuguese wife of John IV of Portugal, and she passed away in 1666. She defended the principles of freedom and independence of Portugal and controlled the government with a strong hand, fearing her eldest son was incapable and hoping that eventually her youngest son would take the crown. Ooh, that's some spicy family drama there. Well, with all that being said, that is everything that I have for you today. So, thank you for joining me on what has become currently the longest podcast, or longest episode of the podcast. Hitting almost 30 minutes. I'll probably just like drag this on for the next 30 seconds just so we can like hit that mark. Actually, wait, maybe there was one that was already 30 minutes. I don't know. Anyway, with that being said, stay safe, stay not getting bullied. I don't know. I really need to think of more stuff. Don't get bullied. Have your parents there, and also bring Teddy. It'll all shape up. And yeah, you will be hearing from me tomorrow. Holding that off. 3, 2, 1. Bye.